Hey guys, Morgan's Manus. Today's tour review is going to be a new Milwaukee light. I've been pretty excited about this one. Been wanting it ever since I saw it at the Pipeline event. However, you can see I've got a lot of other Milwaukee flashlights. So whenever I told Miss Maintenance I was going to buy this light, the conversation went a little bit like this.
$700? You're joking.
I had to have it. It's a new M480.
It's
a million lumens.
It's a flashlight,
It's a
Alex.
million lumens.
I am pregnant, and you're going to spend $700 on a flashlight?
I had to have it.
So that's not exactly how the conversation went because Miss Maintenance is not pregnant, but it was very much what makes this light any different from the ones that you already have. You've got so many. What makes it something that you have to have compared to the ones that you already do have? So that's my goal with this video. I'm going to show you why I bought this, even though I've got some other lights. And this one is the M18 Rover compact folding floodlight with USB charging. That folding floodlight's very hard to say. 2359-20 is the part number. This is going to run you 79 bucks or 80 bucks at Home Depot. I ordered mine online, had to ship it to my house. My store doesn't stock them, but you know, yours may. Some of the highlights on the packaging before we get into it: 1,000 lumens is the highest lumen count, and then it's 12 hours on that 1,000 lumen with a 5 amp hour battery. It does have USB-A and USB-C charging, has a rafter hook. It also rotates. I'll show you all those things. Here's probably the bulk of what you want to see. IP54 rated, impact resistant, and then right here is all the highlights as far as the lumens and the runtime. 1,000 lumens 12 hours, 500 lumens 22 hours, 250 42 hours, and 85 lumens 110 hours. That right there is kind of what I was interested in because I use mine on lower settings a lot of time because I'm working right in front of my face, and I don't ever have to worry about running out of battery charge if I'm in a crawl space or in an attic. That's tons of hours on that 5 amp hour battery, and that's why I really wanted to get this light. But if we take a look at the light, it's very top off-ish. You know, right here's the Milwaukee top off. That inverter also has the USB charging. If I take and fold this light down and put it flat against there, and you look at that side by side, it's kind of probably where they got the idea from as far as for how to make this light. And that's kind of how it sits with that 5 amp hour battery. You can see it does have the USB charging right here. Here's USB-C. If I open this up, and then there is the other USB right there. And then you just press this button to charge. If you want to charge your phone, your vessel screwdriver, you know, your flashlights, whatever else you want to charge, you can use that for. And then instead of having that inverter on the top, you basically have a light. So you can fold that up, and I like how it isn't, you know, the light is protected when you've got it closed like this. It folds up, folds all the way down like that, so that folds in that way pretty much 180 degrees. And then whenever we take this and swivel it, you can see right there it's locked. And if I swivel it all the way around, that's the position where it locks again. So you don't really get a full 360 degrees. It doesn't say exactly what the degrees is on there, but whenever I've got it locked the other way, it's more like this. So you're losing a few degrees there, but I think you could pretty much get this light anywhere you want to, and that's the big difference to me when you compare this to that of the M12 over there. This M12 light has pretty much been my go-to in the sense of how I'm going to use this light, and the part number on this one is 2367-20, and this one runs you $80 as well. So it's the same exact price as the M18, but you get some swivel here, but you don't get anywhere near the amount of movement that you're going to get with this one. The one good thing about this one is that it does have magnetic bars back here, so you can stick it on metal and use it. This one doesn't have that. It has a rafter hook right here that you can use. Obviously, I think it's probably weighs more because of the battery. You'd have to have some pretty stout magnets, although they do sell like a magnetic boot that you can put on your M18 batteries that you could probably buy and make this a magnetic light. That might be something that I look into, but that's the one downside to this one compared to this one. But actually, after I think about it, I think that rafter hook will probably become more useful than just having a magnet on this one. If this one had a hook and a magnet, then it would be even more useful. But there's tons of times when you're in a crawl space or somewhere and there's nothing metal that you could stick this magnet on anyways. But if I had something like this PEX pipe here, so if I'm in a crawl space and I see some plumbing, you know, there's nothing for me to take and hook this M12 light onto. I just got to set it on the ground and hope that I can get that light in a position in which I can, you know, be able to see wherever it is that I'm working on. Versus with this rafter hook, I can now take and hang that battery on there and then swivel this light, you know, to whatever direction that I need to be on my workspace. I mean, you can pretty much get this light anywhere you want to, and you're guaranteed you're going to be able to find some place in a crawl space or attic, whether it's a rafter whether it's a plumbing pipe, whether it's, just some kind of strap down there, whatever it might be that's not metal that you could use the magnet on, but it is something that you could use that rafter hook on. And then again, because this one swivels so much more, you're able to get this light in a better location no matter what than what this M12 light does. And again, it's really not that much bigger in size. It's only bigger because the battery's bigger, but as far as the light itself, it's really not that much different. And the highest output on the lumens on this one was 700, and again, this one's going to be 1,000, and that's pretty much all the features on it. I mean, it's not a lot to say about it. It's basically a M18 version of the M12 Rover, so this would be for somebody who you're not in M12 at all, but you are an M18. This light has been incredibly useful to me, so I can't imagine that this one's not going to be useful as well. I like the base is a little bit wider on this, so if I set it somewhere, it's probably not going to be as tippy as what it is with the M12. But ultimately, it is a light and a charger for USB-C stuff. It does cycle through the modes as far as high to low, so if I press this button here, whatever I'm on, I believe that's the highest setting. I'll turn it so it's not flashing you right in the face. And then you select through it this way. It goes from high to low, so the next setting, that's the next one down, then the next one down, and then that's the lowest setting. Press it again, it goes to high. And then one thing that it does do is that it does remember your settings, so let me go to the middle one. If I turn it off there and turn it back on, it's going to be on that same setting. So once you set it to the setting that you use the most, pretty much you can just turn it on and off. This one you have to cycle through from high to low to off, high to low to off. There's no memory of setting. You have to cycle through every time just to turn it off. This one has an on-off button and then also a setting button as well. But here on my workbench doesn't really show you a whole lot. Let me go ahead and show it to you now in the dark. So dark outside, dark in my garage. I'm going to turn it on. It's going to be on high. That's where I set it for. Again, this is the highest lumens. This is going to cycle from high to low. This is 1,000 lumens. You're supposed to get 12 hours on a 5 amp hour battery worth of runtime. Next one, supposed to be half the lumens, 500. I can't tell that big a difference between this and the high. 22 hours of runtime. Next setting is 250 lumens, 42 hours of runtime. That's still pretty bright. To get 42 hours of that is pretty significant. And then the last one is 85 lumens and supposedly again 110 hours worth of runtime. That's why I feel like this one's pretty nice of a 5 amp hour battery. If you can get 110 hours at this kind of light output, and again, it's even brighter up close if you're working kind of close. Super nice right there. Now let me show it to you outside so you get an idea of how it works outside. So there's that 1,000 lumens highest settings. You can see that tree super easy. And as far as what I'm seeing on my phone, I'm seeing a little bit more in real life. Next setting, there's that 500 lumens right there. We're going to go to the next one, down to the 250. The tree's starting to disappear on the screen. I can still see it plain as day in person. And then the next setting, the lowest setting, 85. I can still see basically out in front of me to about that tree, maybe a little bit past it. So again, overall, not probably an outside light, more of an indoor light for workspaces, but still a good light altogether. But yeah, guys, that's the M18 Rover folding floodlight, part number 2359-20. Again, $80 at Home Depot. I feel like it's going to be a great light. I'm actually thinking this is going to be more useful to me than the M12. Even though I have used that M12 a ton, I absolutely love that one as well. But this one to me, just having the more options for how to fold this light to get it into whatever weird position that I need to. And actually, I think this is going to be more useful than even the magnets on that one in a lot of situations. So that's why I wanted to pick it up. And I thought the price at $79 in comparison to what I paid for other lights. I'm not saying $80 for a light's not expensive, but to get yourself a phone charger, and again, to charge my Vessel screwdrivers, to charge my O-lights, whatever else that's my EDC type stuff, to be able to use my M18 batteries that are already in my truck, going to be super useful as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Let me know if you think it's different enough, or let Miss Maintenance at least think that it's different enough anyways in the comments below. But just wanted to let you guys know that it's out there and available. Hope it's helpful. Hope it's useful. Stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you in the next video.